Dudes, dudettes. Now, this is the big one for me. To say this stuff makes me nervous is the understatement of the decade. Never done this, and if it goes cactus, then I'm screwed. There's no other way about it. I am going to put a performance tornado chip onto the ECU circuit board. So you're not just a plug and play job. Yeah, ECU is in there. So first things first, I'm going to disconnect the battery, isolate that, and then take the top off this. So let's make a start. So to get into the top of this ECU, there's just two simple screws. One is there, and when I did the engine swap in this, I did have to take this out anyway, so none of these screws or anything are going to be stuck. So yeah, sorry, over there. One of them screws there, and find somewhere suitable for that in there. And then there's another one just there. So let's get that out. This chip and this job, I recently went to visit the folks in the UK, and in the process of doing that, went shopping, and yeah, went to Tornado. Spoke to Mark Adams, lovely fella. He's the guy that does all these sort of things, and got this chip. Not cheap, I can assure you, definitely not cheap, but the benefits to the fact that I've got a new engine, the benefits for me outweigh the cost, because it will hopefully run a lot more efficiently. So I should get better economy, and you'll see that in this video as well, where I've done an economy run, and I've done a 0 to 100 k's time. It's kind of irrelevant in a car that's 2¼ tons, but it is relevant in the process of how much power it's meant to give us as well. So this engine, just a quick rundown, it's got upgraded Bosch 4-hole injectors, it's got a set of extractors or headers, 3-inch straight through, couple of hot dogs. It has got O2 sensors, and the fuel pressure is now running at 46 psi with my other little fuel regulator squeeze hack that you'll see on another video, which worked really well. So I've got that, I've got those, and now this is the big job, actually putting the chip in. I've seen a very little video on it before, done by Tornado in about 1483, and yeah, I'm going to just do this because other people might be interested on how it's done and if it works. And also, well, if it doesn't go wrong, if it doesn't go right and it goes wrong, well, hell, it'll be entertaining, won't it? All right, I'll run you through this. So we have black plug, red plug, and I think there is another one tucked under here. Now you see, look at all these wires. They're in good shape, they're not brittle, they're in pretty good shape. I don't know what these are all bent over for, I got no clue. So I'm going to bite the bullet and disconnect. Yeah, I need two hands. Okay, let's do it. So there's a little tab, I don't know if you can see it. There is a little tab, and I think you just squeeze that down and in to hopefully loosen it off. And just a little tip, never pull the wires, because then you might pull the pins. And this being the EU, there you go, this being the ECU, you don't want to be pulling cable, because if you pull the cable, you've got a good chance that you're going to actually pull the wires out of the pins. Never ever pull cable, always try and pull the housing. So that's one, and the other one is the other way around, so it's on the back face. And these plastics get old, and they don't like to release. There you go, that's all, I can feel it. So you can feel it actually release off this. When you squeeze this, what you're trying to do is lift that. So, but the plastic bends anyway, so that's yeah, that's the issue there. God, look at all that. 1996 electronics, isn't that good? And next is the black one. Now that looks like it's had a bit of interesting wiring done to it. Yeah. I'm going to be very careful as well when I do this process that I, unclipped, that I preserve the old chip, because if this doesn't go properly, now I can lift that out of there. Yeah, sorry, if this doesn't go properly, I can at least put the old chip back in, because I believe each ECU is mapped to each individual car, which means, yeah, okay, well, when that come out, which means it you're basically stuck. If you don't work it properly, you're stuck. So you've just got to coerce this out. There is no other fittings. Oh, yes, I should have undone the positive, I know, but you can watch me battle this, can't you? It's stuck in here with a piece of metal, so it actually just sort of pressure fits into there. Oh, finger. And there we have one Gems ECU. So let's yeah, let's go inside now, and I'll set this up, because this is the good bit. This is where I have to take this apart. Cool. I'm enjoying it, but I'm nervous. All right. See you soon. So I'm back in my second workshop, the kitchen, because the lighting's pretty good, and there is Torx bits. So yeah, I got a little set here, so I'm gonna undo those, and we'll lift the lid off and we'll see what happens. Let's get all these out. This is a great little tool, given to me by my other half's dad, and it's brilliant. It's really old, and a turbo. It's cool and very handy little thing, but it's not got much torque, so you can't ever knacker the threads. So get rid of those screws there. Now, I've never done this before, so wish me luck. Let's see what we got in here. I will, before I lift this, say I am very wary of static electricity with this. I've built a couple of PCs over the years, only for myself, and one of the rules I was told by an old PC technician was anti-static. Be very careful of static electricity. So anything that's like nylon or man-made garments or air clothes, whatever, you can create static. You know, shopping trolley, you pick a shopping trolley up and you get a whack. Well, that's static. So I've got rubber shoes, because we've got nylon carpet. I think all my clothes are cotton. I know I'm probably going overkill, and if you think it's overkill, yeah, tell me in the comments. I don't really care. Any advice is acceptable, but I'm trying really hard. So I'm working on a wooden top. I'm trying to avoid any kind of static shock, because a static zap to this circuit board will stuff it. So anyway, little tip for you. What we have is nice. Actually not bad at all, to be honest. It's in a lot better shape than some of the ones I've seen that they've opened up. No other way to do it but to start on doing this. Yeah, I am wary of doing it, but we'll see. So, is that the same size? Yes. I'm trying really hard not to touch the circuit board, and yes, I'm doing these by hand, because I don't want to do these with that thing, because, well, I just don't. I am as nervous as I've ever been, I think, doing this. This Tornado chip, like I've said before, they're really not cheap. I've been putting this off and putting it off, and I've done mileage tests and performance tests on the old one, and I'm basically just putting this off. So I am nervous, and I keep saying that. If you are going to do this, then you do it at your own risk. It's a very, very risky thing to do. Most performance chips, well, they're plug and play. So you get like a little box and you plug it back into the system, and you don't have to go around messing around taking circuit boards out. Well, this being old school, gems, 97.4.6 gems, means that the ECU itself, there was a comment somebody mentioned, oh, why don't you just get a local company to remap it? You can't remap these. These don't remap because they've got a learning ability in them. So you remap it and it just relearns back to where it was. And that's not getting you anywhere. Ooh, I don't like that. So you're stuck. So the only way with these gems, I'm not sure if it's the same with the Bosch, like the Thor engine. So if you need information on that one, well, I'm really sorry. I'm just not that familiar with that one. But as far as this engine goes, the only way to do it is quite literally you've got to take the chip out, the actual chip off the circuit board. Yeah, and this is the brains. Your engine's the heart, chassis is the body, ECU, well, this is your brain. And as we all know, if your brain gets even a little bit foggy, things start to go wrong. So yeah, it's important that this goes right. I'm waffling while I do this, but please stick with me. And everyone that's watching this that has subscribed, I really appreciate it. This is something I'm doing because a friend of mine said you should do more of this and show people how it's done, which is what I'm doing. And in the meantime, yes, I'm trying to build a YouTube channel. No, I'm not going to hide behind anything. That's exactly what I'm trying to do, and I need as many subscribers and a lot more views. So if you feel like pressing the subscribe button and a like and even sharing, that'd be cool. If you don't, well, I get it, that's fine. I hope you get something out of the video, regardless of whether you do or you don't. But if you do, well, thank you. And thanks to all those that already have. It seems like the Range Rover owners are a good bunch of people. And it's nice to be in a sort of community for a car that's a bit, not obscure, but a bit unreliable, like the Range Rover. So I appreciate everybody looking in on this. Feels horrible doing this, but you're meant to be able to just lift that out like so. And holy dooly, that's nerve-wracking stuff. So this is what we've got. So you have to be careful because there's ribbons there that are attached, and it looks like I've got all them pins still intact. Look at the circuit board, it actually looks in really good shape. I've seen some of these on pictures, and people have shown where it's really corroded. This one looks in really good shape. I mean, I'm in Australia, and rust, not that much of an issue here to some places, but anyway, so that's what we're up with. Now, we have, and I'm being careful, these two. They're the two that have got to come out. And they're a plastic cover, which you're meant to just be able to nip and pull off. And nip and pull off. I'm going to give that a crack. Here goes nothing. Let's try the big one first. This is just a cover, allegedly. God. like that. Try a different tool. You're meant to be able to apply pressure and just hold on to them two like so. Apply a bit of pressure and, sorry, mumbling because I'm nervous. Apply a bit of pressure and you see how much I'm shaking. One. Again, down, apply a bit of pressure, squeeze it up very, very flat. Oh, I hate those cracks and clicks. Always sounds to me like solder breaking. God, I hope not. It's because it's got glue on it, apparently. Please just come off. Please just come off. Oh, never been this nervous in my life. Right. And that's the end of the video. Because I'm about to have a coronary. Next, you've got to lever that chip out. I think what I need to do next is probably show you the new chip and have a look at the new chip myself. I'll get it. So new chip comes in a box, looks like that. And yeah, Tornado. Again, not sponsored, paid for this myself. And let's see what we have in here, shall we? So, yeah, a couple of chips. And it looks like, let's have a look. It looks like they're actually complete in the mount. So if that means they're in the mount, it looks to me as though that whole mount has got to come out. Okay, on these chips, you can see that there are little red dots. There's a red dot there and a red dot there. And there's a little cutout as well, there and there, which there isn't on these back sides. And on these chips, there's a little cutout and a dot. There's a little cutout. There's no dot on that one, but there is a cutout and there's not on the other end. You have to make sure you get them the right way around. So for this, that is the way round they have to go. Luckily, they're two different sizes, and that's what you've got to do. So you've got to lever underneath here to remove the chip from the base. You're not removing the base out of the board, you're just taking the chip out of its holder. So you're meant to be able to get your little screwdriver in here and just gently lever up. But it is actually just coming out. The tricky one is obviously down here because you've got the ribbon in the way. So I'll see if I can do it. Get my head in there. Sorry about my ugly head. I need to move it away a little so I can get to it. I don't like doing that to the ribbon or to this circuit board, but I have to be able to get in at that angle to be able to just a little bit of, oh yes, you beauty. So that's just a little bit of leverage. Come on. Come on, be nice together. And I see how easy that was to bend that pin? See that very end pin, how it's bent? That's how easy it is to mess these up. So I will just give that a little straighten, but that is going back on to there. Now, I've just seen as well, because I've taken that off, there's actually a bit of pink paint just on the end. Also shows me that's the way around to go. So I'll take the other one out. I'll get a torch on this one actually, so I can see where I'm at, because it's a bit overhangy, this one. And just a little bit of extra leverage. Hold the board down. I'm actually going to do that and see if I can't. Now there is literally no force at all going on that, because I do not want to break the pins on this old chip. And it's come out much nicer. So they do come out easily. So that's the two. Back into their anti-static holder. And now we have the good bit. And start and reverse procedure. And these, sorry, beautiful. You can't believe that this can, if this goes wrong, it controls the whole car. So very carefully. Did I say 3 berries then? I probably should have said 5 or 6. You have to make sure all the holes are in place. And literally I'm just feeling that they're all in, and it does feel like they're in. I've got the red dot to the front, I've got the cutout to the front, it's the right way around. So let's, bit of force. Oh God. Whoa, how far are they meant to go in? That does not look right at all. I don't know how far they're meant to go in, because that's nowhere near down. And it's just sitting high up there. I don't know. Let's get this other one in and see if this goes down any further and try and line it up. So I'm just sort of sitting it. I'm checking all of the pins are lined up on the holes, both sides. I've got the dots, I've got the cutout, and then we'll, oh, geez, they're tight. Hey, all right. So they do go all the way down. You just have to put a little bit of gumption onto it, but I'm a bit nervous. There. Holy dooly. Right. 2 new tornado chips. That was nerve-wracking. But now we just put it all back together. So carefully, very carefully, obviously folding this over again back into where it was. See if I can get the camera to stay where it wants to stay. Nice. So we're back over, and we're not straining anything. We're letting it feel how it's meant to feel, if you know what I mean. Because it should just drop in. You don't want to be forcing anything. If you're forcing something, then it's not in the right spot. And yeah, that feels like it's catching on something. So a little bit of a wiggle. That's probably just the ribbon that's been straightened around. I think that's okay. And then we put the screws back in. So that's all screwed in. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws all screwed in. You don't put these covers back on, they won't fit. So that's it. And now it's just a case of putting this back on, and there's only one way around it can go. So again, I'll bolt that down, next thing you'll see me is back at the car. Just before I get to the car, something else you get with this warranty seal. And it says, warranty invalid if seal's broken. So it's a sticker, a seal sticker. And it has to go on across here. If I can get my nails in to peel it. Yeah, la-di-da. Anyway, there you go. So I probably should have cleaned it down with something to make sure it sticks, but what the heck. So I'm just going to do that there, across there, down there, and around there, and there we have it. One sealed chip. So now, if that thing has got a tear through it, it's been messed with. And I quite like that as an idea. So, back to the car. And the process is reverse procedure. And you just remember which way around it goes. Basically, the long plug. So the long plug is this end. So the end closest to the wing guard, whichever part of the world you're from. So you're just going to make a bit of room and literally get it down where there's a bit of metal down there and slide it in. And that bit of metal is disappearing. There it is. No, that's not right. There's an actual, I'll show you, because it does come out. There's a holder. See that? That's a holder. And it sits in the holder. And then the whole thing goes in. So let's pull that out. Let's pull it out, slide it into its holding bit. And then that might be a bit easier. Make sure I clear all the wires and all the plugs. Yeah, that's better. That's the easiest way to do it. So take the holder out and then put it in there first and then slide it down, because then you get it all the way in properly. And down she goes. And connect it, reverse of disconnecting it. You don't want to connect this end first because you're trying to lever over the other two plugs. So you just, always connect the closest plug first, because that's the way it's meant to be done. It's down seated and then push down, and it does a solid clunk. You need a bit of force. Again, don't push the wires, push the plug itself. Make sure you get any wires that are in the way out of the way, and kill as many of these march flies or horse flies, depending on what part of the world you're from. And then throw your phone on the floor. So that's it, she's all plugged in. Oops, she's all plugged in, that's all good. And now going to just reconnect the battery. So here we are, dudes, dudettes. First hit of the key with the new ECU in. So let's just go that first. Yeah, all the windows not set. That's perfectly normal because I've had the battery disconnected. Wait for it to cycle through all that lot so I can hear exactly what's going on. I'm actually waiting for the ABS pump to stop pumping as well so I can hear what goes on. Check engine light normal, oil light normal, ABS light normal, battery light normal until I hit the key and wait for this ABS pump to kick. All right, here it goes. Oh, listen to that. First hit of the key. All right. Now this engine's very, very tappety when it's cold. I've got a lifter, despite the rebuild, despite the fact that I bought these lifters from a reputable source. Apparently they're all made in China nowadays and you can't get good ones. So I've got one that takes a little while. Dudes, Dudettes, just got back from their run. Not trouble free. I got a check engine light come on that said the knock sensor had low voltage, but I was flogging it. So, and I know that when I rebuilt this, I think the knock sensor on the side, the connection was dodgy. So I might swap that out. I've got a spare car up top, so I might swap that out, see if that makes a difference for that. So I've reset the adaptives. I have done a quick quarter mile run, and it's a second quicker in the quarter. Not that it makes any difference with this 2.5 ton, 2.25 ton car, but 0 to 100 is a bit slower. But my driveway is 400 meters long and really steep, and it pulled up there way better than it's ever done before. So it's definitely got more grunt in the mid-range. So yeah, I don't no idea with economy yet. I'll let you know about that in for you a few seconds. For me, maybe a couple of weeks, because it takes a while to put up the 300 or 400 k's to properly give it a test. But so far so good. Ran fine. Certainly running a lot cooler as well when I'm sitting here at idle. So I think the engine's a lot more happy. It sounds great. Everything's good. No issues. But so far so good. Tornado Chip, was it worth it? Hell yes. A second quicker to 100 k's, 25% better economy, cars running way cooler, way better, no more messages or faults. Everything's excellent, highly recommended. A good thing to do. Ta-ta.